November. Good to see you. Fox Business Alert. Just moments ago, Senate Democrats succeeding in overcoming a procedural hurdle to allow a vote on yet another Iran war powers resolution in the coming days. For those keeping count, this will be number 8.
The vote was 50 to 47 because 4 Republicans sided with Democrats. Here they are: Senators Bill Cassidy, Senator Lisa Collins, Susan Murkowski, and Rand Paul.
Democrats, Bill Cassidy is a little butthurt, apparently.
Yeah.
Democrats will celebrate, but Republican leadership confident that with full attendance, this resolution will be defeated when it comes to a full floor vote. Moving on, Iran could be feeling the wrath of America's military might once again.
The nuclear does make a deal, because they're begging to make a deal. I hope we don't have to do the war, but we may have to give them another big hit. The boats, the ships are all loaded. They're loaded to the brim, and we're all set to start.
President Trump called off strikes planned for today, saying, quote, "Serious negotiations are now taking place." This came after Gulf allies pushed for more time to reach a deal. For more, let's bring in Lexington Institute Vice President Rebecca Grant. Rebecca, thanks for joining us. I'm curious, what role is Saudi and Qatar playing in all of this that maybe we're not hearing enough about?
Right, and the UAE. They have just stepped in and said, hang on a minute, we think there's a serious negotiation. Can you just roll it for like a little bit longer? And I think President Trump rightly said, okay. He can do this because he's got the targets pre-briefed already. We've got 2 aircraft carriers, the Tripoli, the land-based air, our bombers ready to go, and a pre-briefed, evaluated, careful target set that I think will go ahead and hit more of Iran's industry and maybe some cleanup work along the coast of the Strait of Hormuz. So President Trump is in the catbird seat. He's able to do this. When he gives the order to Admiral Cooper, if he does in Central Command, they'll go ahead and execute. But yeah, he can wait a day.
Is it just a day? Because maybe less, Rebecca? Because the UAE has said its air defenses blasted 6 drones just over the last 2 days. So Iran isn't even honoring this ceasefire. And we're not negotiating with an honorable party by any stretch of the imagination. I asked this of Dan Hoffman yesterday, but using our military might yet again, it's not avoidable, is it?
I think we're going to have to do it. You're right, Dagan. Iran has done little violations of the ceasefire all along. Their proposals are still ridiculous and unacceptable. And what we know is that they listen to force. So we certainly are able to hit them again. I think President Trump, even in those remarks, was sort of saying, in a little while. But the great thing is he, of course, would not be specific for operational security reasons. But there's no question we have air dominance over Iran still, and we're ready to go. And I'd also expect to see some TLAM strikes coming there, again, on very carefully selected targets, because from what I can see, is the only way to get through to Iran. And we've accomplished the #1 objective. That was to really take down Iran's power projection capability. And Admiral Cooper just said in testimony that the support to Hamas and Hezbollah and all that is really, really constrained as well.
Yeah. Rebecca, following Trump's Xi summit, Putin goes to Beijing to meet with Xi. As you think about it, what does all of that mean? After President Trump left China, we were under the impression that China maybe was going to buy more energy from us. When you see Russia and China together, what does that mean for the energy markets in your mind?
Well, we'll see, because here comes President Putin, who can't get a victory in Ukraine, who is suffering now from having the Russian energy targets hit so hard by these Ukrainian long-range drone strikes. And here comes Putin kind of like, wow, China, I hope you're still backing me up. And we know that China's purchases of Russian energy, which have continued, are the reason he went into Ukraine in the first place, and he's been able to do that. So, here's, I think, a little bit more volatility. But I think in terms of trips to China by Putin, this is one of the worst positions he's been in. We saw it at that pitiful May Day parade. And we see, of course, Russia not making much headway. He still doesn't have all of Donetsk province. I think kind of a tough conversation there.
But if Iran is not completely obliterated in terms of its power by the United States, that in terms of energy, that provides power and strength to China, and that all three of these are kind of the axis of terror, if you will. And so Russia is still thriving. We gave them another waiver on energy exports just yesterday, Rebecca. Not thriving, but existing. And that relationship between those three entities is still quite tight.
Yes, the terrible triangle with North Korea kind of hanging off there at the same time. And as you say, you know, Russia economically, they really are not thriving, but
Right.
they are still selling the waiver, whatever you think of it. It's to ease that global spot market in oil a little bit. But I think overall, you see China worried about energy in a way that is new and is credit to the United States Navy sitting astride that route, and of course, to the action taken in Venezuela as well. So this is a good power shift. And even though Putin is coming on the heels of President Trump's trip, what a contrast. Trump shows up with Elon Musk, who dominates space launch and low Earth orbit, Jensen Huang, who dominates AI chips, and there's Putin. What's he got? You know, energy, and that's important. It's a bad alliance, but really the contrast, I think there's more difficulties in the Russia-China alliance than there were, say, this time last year.
Yeah, Rebecca, thank you. You almost have to wonder who Beijing's rooting for in the Ukraine war to see what they want to see happen there. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.